Way to go, Scarlette. You made me break your grandma's basement door.
Oh, it's you. Come in, kids. Come in. I don't want to be alone with the killer about in the forest. I heard in the newspapers that John Adams' wolf actually escaped. My granddaughter's coming over. My little red. Her name is Scarlette. Oh, she's so pretty. You will love her. Put that knife down, Dickness. Oh, you're not Dennis.
Running away from us won't help you, Audra.
You're John Adams' wolf. Get out of my house.
Oh, Audra. Come out.
No, you get away. Don't make me call my sisters on you. You won't like them.
Audra, we are finally alone.
Tiloney, where are you?
Funny. Audra didn't want to be alone. We're all not alone anymore.
Dark in the city, night is a wire. Steam in the subway, the earth is a fire. Do, 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 do.
Steady. I got you in my sights.
Hey!
Well, if that don't beat all, are you kidding? Who is the idiot who caused me to lose my kill?
Just a kind little old lady, noble hunter. Why not relax for a while near the fire and humor an old woman?
Humor you? And where in the blue places did that flame come from?
No need to worry about that silly little flame now. I have a tale to tell.
All right, what's the story? It better not be a waste of my time either.
It was an ordinary day, quiet and dark. The gray sky continued to cover Earth from the sun. The trees and long blades of grass from fan-flat forest seemed to waver in frightened warning to anyone walking the trails. Beyond the distant trees, a car came. It stopped just before the path.
Remember that news article about the serial killer?
I know, Mother. I'll make it to Graham's. It's just up that road.
You just watch yourself, honey, okay?
Don't worry, I've got the cakes you made right in the basket you gave me.
John Adams' wolf isn't a fairy tale.
Quit being a worrywart and have confidence in me. I never get lost on my way to Graham's, and what are the odds I'd run into that killer anyway?
Oh, you're just being silly, honey.
It's dark already, and I still have a 3-hour walk, and I won't get back until after midnight if you just keep me here.
If time really bothered you that much, you wouldn't have made the trip, Scarlette.
Are you kidding? I love Graham, and to blow off an hour or two with her because of some creep would be rude. We're gonna have fun. And I love it when she tells me scary stories and feeds me candy.
I love you, and I hope you have fun.
Love you too.
Bye, sweetie.
Bye, Mom. Oh, and I'll be right here waiting for you. Let's see, I think I've got everything.
Scarlette started her trek. She was startled by 2 tall, slender female figures wearing white. Long necklaces hung from their necks. They had long, flowing hair. They stopped her.
Are you sure you want to pass, sweet child?
I'm no sweet child, miss.
Oh, I'm so very sorry. I am Kaloni, And this is Toni. We are guardians of the forest. Wise, all-knowing, and ancient.
Right.
You can believe what you will, sweet child, but it is all true.
No, just the fact that you think I'm sweet proves you wrong.
All children, sweet.
And with that, the guardians disappeared with echoing laughter. In the distance, a huddled figure walked amongst the trees. As she glanced at her watch, Scarlette wondered if she would make good time, and if the person looming nearby even noticed her. He was wearing a fedora. He lit a cigarette, idly exhaling the first puff of smoke as the flame from the match showed a little more of his face. The figure stopped moving and stood for a moment. Scarlette glanced toward the figure and momentarily started to feel her anxiety rise.
You're following me, aren't you?
Just hanging out here, passing time.
Well, I'll be on my way. I'm getting out of here.
How about I escort you?
You stay away from me! I must have lost him.
A stranger lunged out from behind a tree and at Scarlette. His grimy hands grabbed her arm. Frightened, she fought back. He pulled out a knife. The man slashed at her. She ducked, the blade nearly missing her cheek as Scarlette tried to break free of his grip. He fell onto Scarlette, closed his blade near her cheek. The man held her wrists tightly together with his left hand. Her knee came up between the stranger's legs hard, causing him to fall over. Scarlette ran. Although she knew it might get her lost, she had to take a chance and walk a different route off the path. As she ran, she reached the low stone wall which marked a crossroads. Scarlette looked around, trying to get her bearings. Across an ominous clearing was a colorful home. She knew it as her grandma's old house. The man was standing nearby, watching Scarlette. She broke into a run across the clearing. It was an old and decrepit home, but made of stale candy.
That's hog swallow. Do you realize how far-fetched you sound?
Now, you don't believe me about the candy house. I understand. Old Lady Audra was senile and never did things small. She always had to be different. Now, back to the story. Across the clearing, she saw him. Slowly he crept, little by little. He taunted her every step of the way. In a panic, she ran to the back of the house and into the shadows of the back porch. Her first impulse was to cry out for help. Scarlette silenced herself, trying to stay hidden. She quickly glanced about. She pressed her back against the door of the house, her hand falling on the doorknob. She gradually turned quickly, grabbed it with the twist, and the door opened. She entered fast, as quietly as possible, and closed the door softly behind her, bolting it.
Woman, you want me, give me a sign. Catch my breathing even closer behind.
Just ignore him. Ignore him.
And I'm hungry like the wolf.
Graham! Are you even home?
Hey there, little Red Riding Hood. Oh, you sure are looking good. You're everything that a big bad wolf could want. Oh!
You sick freak! If you've hurt my Graham, I swear I will kill you!
Well, fun fact, girl, is that I visited your Graham recently. I don't like bragging, but, She was my best work.
He doesn't know where you are. You're fine, Scar. You're fine. Just stay calm. Stay calm.
You in my arms, looking at me with that blank stare. Your eyes bloodshot and open, showing me your inner soul.
Sorry, I won't be giving you the pleasure.
He moved to the front door of the cabin, where he stopped and took a whiff of the air. He tried to open the door. No luck. The door was locked tight. Scarlette looked around the small home. The interior of the cabin was completely dark. She stood for a moment, then walked to a nearby light switch. The illumination revealed floors, walls, and ceilings made of hard candy shell. Scarlette recalled the home having 2 small bedrooms, a bathroom, and a kitchen which contained a human-sized stove set into the wall.
Wait a sec. I'm not a child. I don't need some bedtime story. Are you trying to tell me that this old lady is the same gal who tried to cook children? Well, that's a gloomy story.
Now think what you will. Maybe old Lady Audra was a wicked witch. I am sure she captured and ate a child or 2. Those poor, innocent, chubby little children. This is no fairy tale, though. I will continue the story now.
If you say so.
All was silent. Scarlette looked out a side window, but could only see the trees. He was outside somewhere, yet remained hidden within the forest. The smell of death filled the home.
Graham! Are you even home?
What are you doing, Scarlette?
I don't know where you are.
It's me. I'm right here.
Graham, you're alive. I need to use the phone. We have to call the police, Graham. There's a killer in the woods.
I put up some new decorations. I knew you'd like them.
It's really nice, Graham. How red your room is. Graham? Why are you doing this?
Scarlette moved closer to the voice of her grandma. The disembodied voice remained hidden, and Scarlette's fear had a hold of her very soul. That is, until she looked to a nearby window where Wolf mimicked Scarlette's grandmother's elderly voice.
Why, Graham, what stubble you have!
Wolf turned to look at Scarlette and winked. A smile stretched across his face. Scarlette looked back at him. Slowly, Wolf moved toward the window. His foot came up, and... Scarlette backed away into the kitchen, grasping for the knife drawer.
You better stay away from me. I swear I'll kill you.
Stop it.
Wolf snickered as Scarlette reached back into...
Will you relax? I thought of everything. She gave a little fight.
I mean it. Back off now.
He stopped talking. Wolf turned slightly to the room where Scarlette had seen the red. Shivering, eyes wide, Scarlette looked slowly past the wolf and gazed upon her grandmother's lifeless form. He laughed. He became silent for a moment, then began chuckling again to himself. He turned to Scarlette.
I'll get you too.
Wolf's laughter was stifled by a loud sound as Scarlette heaved a large nearby shelf over, creating a blockade between her and the monster. She quickly made a dash to the next room.
Little minx. I'd like to have some fun with you before you die. Hey, I'll give you a head start. And once I catch you, there's no going back, Scarlette.
How
I'm a very old and dear friend of your grandmother's. Oh, and she told me.
Wolf! You coward! You wanna play? Huh? Let's play, you mangy fleabag! I'm not afraid! He doesn't know where the secret tunnel is.
Wolf laughed and walked the opposite way, toying with his victim. Scarlett paused and looked at her grandmother. She glanced all around her. Wolf was nowhere in sight. She breathed a sigh of relief, but on closer examination, she saw in better lighting that her grandmother had been torn open and the red over the walls.
Don't think about it, Scar. I can't blame myself.
Scarlett looked over her shoulder to see a large knife that gleamed on the end table next to her grandmother's chair. Grabbing it, she ran to a door in the corner of the room, crying, frustrated, knife trembling in her hand. Scarlett heard breathing behind her and froze. Her eyes blinked. She turned. She quietly darted away to the basement stairway, opened the door, and turned to shut and lock it as Wolf was coming right behind her.
You open this door for Gram this instant!
She kept running, leaving the loud banging behind echoing off the walls. Scarlett cautiously moved down the steps. Suddenly, she lost her footing, plunging into darkness as the knife flew from her hand. Now she was blinded from the fall. The only light came from the flashes and blurs through her focusing eyes. She heard the crashing of the basement door breaking open. Her eyes still focusing, she felt around for the knife. Wolf crept down the steps. Finally, she felt at a closet door and hurried inside, hiding from her crazed assailant.
Way to go, Scarlett. You made me break your grandma's basement door.
He doesn't know where you are. You're fine, Scar. You're fine.
Look, I know what you're thinking, Scarlett. You're thinking, please don't hurt my granny. That chance, old bat is dead. However, I did a great job filling her shoes when I fooled you earlier, didn't I? I saw right through your pretty eyes, and oh my, what pretty eyes you have. Little red, let me in.
Look, I'm armed. I'll give you another hole to breathe out of if you don't back off.
You know, they usually say, my, how big your mouth is. And I reply with, all the better
To eat you with.
You want me? Come and get me. You've said your last.
You can run, but you can't hide.
Wolf paused with a look of mischief. She wasn't taking any time to fool around. Scarlett made her way to the secret passage.
Authorization, please.
Okay, what was that combination? 7, 4, 2.
Authorization unknown. Request denied.
1, Scar. 4, 1. 4, 1.
Authorization unknown. Request denied.
What was that code?
Over yet, Scarlett. I'm gonna make you mine. I'm out of my head. And my heart and my mind. I'll get you like I did sweet Gram.
Graham told me the combo once. 2, 7, 4. You got this. There.
Nice, Scarlett. You go, girl. Oh, I like 'em fiery.
Authorization unknown. Request denied.
As Scarlett walked, the small, square hall automatic lights sent off an eerie glow. Over time, some of the chocolate around the room had melted. Audra had been killed, and there was no way she could tend to her home in death. The door opened again behind Scarlett with footsteps sloshing behind. She tried to make her way through the many tunnels and mazes of madness. She was sloshing and pushing against the thick chocolate syrup. Her leg ran across something deep in the dark sludge.
What is this? A skeleton? Oh, bodies? Bodies floating everywhere.
You found my stash, Scarlett. What are you gonna do?
Come on, move a little closer. Come on, let's go.
That's right. Brandish your silly toy at me, Scarlett.
You, me, and my toy. You want to see what my toy can do? You want to see what my toy can do? I'm not afraid of you, Wolf. We'll see what you're made of quick. Come to Mama.
Come on, Scarlett. Don't you want to play anymore?
Scarlett stood her ground, taunting and brandishing the shiny weapon in her grasp.
Go on, try it, Little Red.
No one but Graham calls me Little Red. Why don't you come a little closer and say it to my face?
Wolf rushed inches away from Scarlett's face, and...
Little Red.
Gotcha, little sucker.
Scarlett elbowed a hidden button on the side of the wall that blended in with the craggy candy, closing a sliding door. Down it came on the murderer. Barely alive, he spoke.
You think you won? Game over.
Stuck in the forest, too close to hide. I'll be upon you by the moonlight's side. Do, 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 do. High blood jumping and your skin is so tight. You feel my heat from just a moment behind. Do, 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 do.
The room ahead of her and closed the door. She could now breathe. The wolf was dead, and it was up to her to find the back way out. 5 giant gumdrops stood before her. Black, red, orange, green, and purple. They all glistened with sugar. A mechanical gear sound echoed inside the chamber.
Okay, this is another one of Graham's combination codes. I bite the wrong color gumdrop, the fool will fall through. Come on, Scar. This room's easy, and the next one is your ticket to freedom. You can do this. Black. No. The red.
The room started to move. Faster and faster it rotated. Scarlett grabbed a large candy cane and bent it into the ground, trying to reach for the red gumdrop.
Little red is the answer. Come on! I can do this!
Scarlett opened her mouth, trying to bite it. She closed her mouth onto the giant treat. The room stopped with a jolt, sending Scarlett falling to the floor. Scarlett stood, exasperated.
What will I tell Mom? The truth? Everything? It's not my fault. No, it wasn't me who killed her. What will I tell Mom? I will tell her that I'm all right.
I'm after you. Smell like a sound, lost and unfound, and I'm hungry like that. Ooh.
He held her in his grip, the knife in his other hand. Wolf had taken Scarlett's life, covered with her blood. Wolf took Scarlett's clothes and dressed himself. 2 beings appeared before him. It was the Forest Guardians.
You will pay for this, you know, John Wolf. The path truly is ripe with terror for you.
I eat terror for breakfast.
Oh, we do too. And when you killed our sister, Lady Audra... Audra! We are not only guardians, we are witches. When you killed her, it was like ripping apart a working machine.
Oh, I don't care. Go away, nymph. No fairy tale will tell me what I can do.
We curse you, John Wolf, to wander Fanflat Forest for the rest of your ill-gotten life.
Hearing a car pull up ahead and the sound of a honk, John Adams Wolf.
Fine, so long as I get to keep Mommy.
That'll do. Eternity is a very long time. And we wouldn't want you to be lonely, now would we?
The witches disappeared in a puff of smoke.
Coming, mother.
The killer moved to the open tunnel and smiled, looking back at Scarlett before he turned around and disappeared into the bright outside.
Scarlett, what a big grin you have.
I have been here for a very, very long time.
If you say so.
Oh, I say so.
Is that a wig? I have a gun here, so back off.
I know you're out, since I made you spend your last bullet.
I have nothing against protecting myself, even against an old biddy like you.
What makes you think
And I'm an old lady.
You shall, I look and go. You're everything that a big bad wolf could want. Listen to me a little bit, right and how. I don't think little big girl should go walking in these focus alone. What big eyes you have, the kind of eyes that drive us mad. So just to say that you don't get chased, I think you ought to walk with your fur waist. What four lips you have, should lose someone back. So until you get to Grandma's place, I think I ought to walk with me and be safe. I'm gonna keep my sheep to them. Tell them show that you've been shown. I can be trusted or I can keep alone. Dark in the city, night is a wire. Steam in the surfboard, the earth is afire. Do, 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 do. Woman, give me a sign and catch me breathing even closer behind. Do, 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 do. Touch with the ground and what hurts I'm after you. I smell like a sun, my lust in I'm found, and I'm hungry like the wolf. So red hole in line, it's just good to remember what hurts I'm after you. Mouth is alive, I'm running inside, and I'm hungry like the wolf. Stuck in the forest, too close to hide. I'll be upon you by the moonlight side. Do, 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 do. High blood jumping and it's getting so tight. You feel my heat and just a roaring behind. Do, 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 do. Touch with the ground, damn what hurts I'm after you. Smell like a sun, I'm a last and I'm found, and I'm hungry like the wolves. The red hole in line, it's just good to find, but what hurts I'm after you. Mouth is a lie, the truth is a crime.
Each and every day, hiding from the sunshine, wandering in the shade. Not too old, not too young, every night again. Dancing with the moonlight, somewhere far away. I can hear your call. I'm out of my head, of my heart, and my mind. You can run, but you can't hide. I'm gonna make you mine. Out of my head, of my heart, and my mind. 'Cause I can feel how your flesh now is crying out for more. Ain't a fairy tale what I see in your eyes, waiting on mistake. Not too close, not too far, sneaking in the pain. Every truth becomes lie. I won't trust myself once I hear your call. I'm out of my head, of my heart, and my mind. 'Cause you can run, but you can't hide. I'm gonna make you mine. Out of my head, my heart, my mind. 'Cause I can feel how your flesh now is crying out for more. I'm out of my head, of my heart, and my mind. I'm out of my head, of my heart, and my mind. I'm out of my head, of my heart, and my mind. 'Cause you can run, but you can't hide. I'm gonna make you mine. Out of my head, of my heart, and my mind. 'Cause you can run, but you can't hide. I'm gonna make you mine. Out of my head, of my heart, and my mind. 'Cause I can feel how your flesh now is crying out for more.
Please don't hurt my granny.